Are you looking for something? Where did they pick you up? You look like you've walked through the whole Alb War to get here. Here, take this. It looks like you could use it. Just don't tell anyone, all right?
Thank you. We must all work together.
Yeah, it's nice to know at least one other person gets that. Reaching out, it's the only way to prove we mean what we say.
Thanks. The food is appreciated.
Manners, too. I hope you stick around. From now on, though, you'll have to fit in with the daily rations. Once a day, in the refectory. It might not be tasty, but it'll keep you alive. The daily rations are free for our happy family of clerics. Everyone else has to pay.
How long have you been in charge of the refectory?
I was assigned here when the last food technician sent a dozen men to the infirmary. It wasn't my first choice, but the job came with a promotion, a safe posting, and a complete absence of rippers.
Do you feed everyone here in the Horte?
Yes, with help from others and our technology. It was join a faction and stay alive. So, glory to Kalan. Yes, there are some issues. Some of our order are a bit strict to the point of being an asshole, and the food sucks, but at least we're not murderous outlaws.
Ugh. Why is the food so bad?
Ignadon's rocky soil isn't the best for growing things. So, we have to supplement with manufactured substitutes. Nutritionally balanced, designed for body and a balanced metabolism. They sort of forgot the flavor.
I can give you some food from my supplies.
I take that offer of help. But you're right. Maybe supplementing our supplies is a good idea. I know some people on the outside who haven't joined the faction. They could trade with us. Yeah, that would help them and us.
Why haven't you started trading already?
Because I want this done diplomatically. To organize something we can keep going in the future. That means finding someone who understands the people out there as well as those in here. Do you think that's you?
I can negotiate the food supplies for you.
This will take tact. I don't want guns waved around. There's to be no bloodshed. But if you really want to make a difference and help us start working together, then I'm prepared to trust you. They put together survival packs with fresh meat in them. They're hunters, you see. If you could get me 20 of those packs, anything we can get to supplement what the foraging units bring in has to be a help. So talk to them and see if you can make it an ongoing arrangement.
Where are the people you want to trade with?
They've set up a makeshift camp southwest of Horte. Find our outpost out there and go north. You'll find them there. See what they need, and if we can make this a long-term arrangement, right? That will make a real difference.
Do you have some food for me?
I can understand that you're hungry. But you will have to wait 24 hours for another serving. That's the way it goes.
What goods have you got?
Of course.
Not now.
No, I can't talk to you right now.
whoa, whoa, watch yourself there. It's not safe around here. Trust me, you gotta watch your step. Otherwise, you'll end up squashed flatter than an Alp's conscience. Just be careful, all right?
You think I should be afraid of a few rocks?
Yes, those rocks weigh a hell of a lot, meaning if they fall, there won't be a hell of a lot left of you. But don't let me keep you with all my chatter. I've got to get back at it. I'm reckoning you're not that into ore extraction techniques anyway.
You bang rocks together, right?
Yeah, right.
What are you doing out here?
Here, we are the farmers of industry. While there are those who tend the land to grow food, we feed industry. There's not a drone, fighting machine, or regulation hair clip that's not made of the metal we mine here.
You farm the rock?
And feed the production lines. They tried to fully automate the process, but it failed. They claim it's too tricky for robots. I think it's just too tricky for the programmers. They assumed mining was easy, and so, several flat robots proved them wrong. Well, producing enough for the front line is the Horte's first priority. Besides, there's more to mining than boring and smashing. Not that the people they send here are always better than machines. Cross a suggester and there's a good chance you'll get sent here to try and mine out rock after someone's rewired your brain. But maybe you're not a prisoner sent here by a suggester.
Are you trying to say I'm a criminal?
On the balance of averages, that's the sort of person who turns up without warning, like you. No offense. Listen, don't get me wrong. You came from outside and I'm still talking to you. That should be enough to make it clear I don't have anything against you, but, you know, this work is tricky. That said, maybe I can think of a way for you to earn some shards, if you're willing.
What do you want doing?
It's a bit of an ask, but an outsider's my best bet for getting it done. You see, I want Eli to disappear. He's a prisoner here, and he's a threat to the community. And now the suggesters are saying they can correct him. That they can put him in armor and send him out with weapons. And I am telling you, the guy is a ticking time bomb. That can only end badly.
Why do you think he's dangerous?
I saw it in his eyes. There was nothing but blank hate there. I don't care how strong those suggesters think they are. It's hardwired into him. They ain't gonna erase that with suggestion. He is going to blow, and they will have put a weapon in his hand when he does. He needs to be taken care of before he kills people we do need.
Why can't you just leave Eli to the suggesters?
Oh, they can be successful. I've seen enough people turn up here like drones after being given the treatment, but it's not 100%. And taking a chance with him is taking a chance with other people's lives. How is that a fair gamble? Besides, I don't want him hanging around here as a cleric. No, someone needs to get Eli out of that place and through the Horte's gate. Then someone can kill him outside the Horte and no one would know. They'd all assume he'd escaped.
And you want me to do that?
I know it's a lot to ask, but, well, yes. It's your choice. I'm sorry to put you in this position, but the words have been said. Now you have to choose if you'll help me. I've put my trust in you.
Can I help you? Ugh. Who's that? Are you looking for something specific?
Maybe later.
So, you're here to report for initiation.
Initiation?
Instruction. Education. A preparation for readiness. My name is Dietrich, and it is my job to ready all new initiates for the trials that will face them. But before you ask any more questions, let's get one thing clear. All the free people need to be properly trained if we want to survive what's coming. Those Albs want to destroy us all. I won't accept a lack of discipline. I expect loyalty, hard work, application, and results.
What do you think is coming?
The Albs. What? Do you think they will just disappear tomorrow? And while we are waiting for them, the outlaws are plotting something in Tavar. That Duke has plans. So, we must plan too. Plan and train. If you want to progress, then that's what I need to see. That's what Kalan expects. It is what you should demand of yourself.
If the training's so strict, how come you're just sitting around?
I do so every day. And my tasks aren't easy. I take care of internal matters and coordinate training. And I get into the field when I can. You have to stay sharp to provide the best training, and to understand our enemy. If we are to work with the free people, if the clerics are to save the free people from the Alps, this is what we must do.
What do you want me to do?
Someone has been undermining the training program we have here. Some of the initiates have been caught taking chems. I mean, it's a crazy thing to do, but some people do it to gain an edge, but end up becoming addicts. Look at the Alps. I need to find who is bringing this poison in and selling it to our initiates. You don't have something to do with it, do you?
You suspect me because I'm new here.
I wanted to test your reaction. You'd be tied up and neck-deep in jackal shit by now if I really thought you were behind it. Remember that, if you get tempted in the future. But whoever it is, I want these bastards dealt with. And if you found one set, can you find these assholes too? I want you to track them down wherever they are, in the Horte or beyond. Are you with me?
About the ELEX smuggling. I will find the criminals behind this.
Good. My information says that the ELEX is coming from somewhere to the south. There's a recon post there, in the ruins of an old fort. Start there, and turn everything upside down if you have to. If our people don't cooperate, show them this warrant. And tell them I want answers.
Why do you trust me with this?
You weren't here when all this started, so you can't be part of it. But this isn't just blind trust and hope. I'll be watching you and making sure you stick to the task. That will be all. Dismissed. Fine.
If you're here to train with me, then forget it. If I see you running around with a bolstered weapon, you're going to get a very painful weapons safety lesson. You have to earn the right to train here, Initiate.
I know how to defend myself.
So you say. But I'll bet as soon as you see an Alb Raider flying over your head, you'll crawl into a hole like everyone else.
Will that be the Mark 7 or the 8 with the reswept intakes? Because hiding won't work for those things. You're best dodging the attack runs, then aiming for the lateral vents.
Are you trying to tell me you could evade their target tracking systems?
Better by running than hiding in a hole.
No, no way. You'll shove your face in the dirt as soon as one turns up. But maybe someday I'll pick your brains about what you know. Until then, keep training.
How is the fight going against the Alps?
Badly. We've just lost a lot of good men out there. We only have Judicator Ulbrich's war strategy to thank for the fact that Horte hasn't been overrun by our enemies.
Who do I speak to about joining the clerics?
Judicator Reinhold takes care of prospective acolytes. You can find him and Judicator Ulbrich in the cathedral, a large building at the rear of the Horte.
How can I train here?
I only train acolytes and above. And even then, I choose who I train. You must want to commit. You must want to understand the art of combat, not just the brutality of it.
So, you're a combat instructor.
I am Paladin Hagen, but I teach more than combat. I teach the art of fighting. Body, mind, and spirit combining into the finest fighting force. Only the purest, strongest, and smartest can train with me. You see, there's been war on this planet ever since that damn comet came down, bringing ELEX with it, and we are the only ones who can end it.
You said you are a paladin?
Correct. Only a paladin is allowed to wear armor like mine. But we paladins aren't just warriors for Kalan with special abilities, but we are also researchers, searching for new uses for ELEX.
How can I become a paladin?
Oh, wait. You are being serious.
Yes.
Well, first you have to go to Judicator Reinhold and prove that you are worthy of joining the clerics. If Judicator Reinhold accepts that you have the right abilities, then you'll be permitted the honor of becoming an acolyte. That is the true beginning to your journey. Acolytes may become legates, if they have enough training and they earn the honor. And it is only legates who have the right to be promoted to become a paladin. If you truly wish to succeed, you'll need to focus on achievement at every level. Without that, you will never advance.
How can I earn something for myself around here?
You take the next step of the journey and show your commitment. The Horde suffered an attack by mutants about a week ago. They came from the north or northeast, and the survivors returned that way. The men I sent after those survivors haven't returned. If you find out where the mutants are coming from, there will be a fair payment waiting here for you.
I'll kill those mutants.
I'll give you the coordinates I sent my men to. See if you can find out what is bringing those mutants so close to the Horde. Then kill them and return to me. You're dismissed.
What goods have you got?
Okay.
What did you think of the last sermon?
To be honest, I wasn't really listening.
But aren't you?
A visitor? Whatever brings you to the Horde? Welcome, I guess. Say, how well do you know the area outside the Horde? I guess you can take care of yourself if you've managed to make it here.
What's that to you?
Well, you see, if you can handle yourself, I could use your help.
What do you need help with?
A squad of combat mechs has gone haywire. They're refusing remote shutdown and are attacking anything that moves. I sent a recovery party to attempt a reset, but they're late making their report. I've got to find out what happened to the recovery party and what's gone wrong with those mechs. There's another squad of mechs due off the assembly line, and I need to know what's gone wrong before they go haywire too. It's probably a faulty batch of AI chips. That's my guess. But I need someone to go out there and check the chipsets so I can check them.
Okay, I'll bring you the AI chips.
Good. I hope I'm right about this. And I hope it's just one batch that's affected. If this is a problem with the AI chip design, we'll have to track down all the AI chips of that design before more mechs go homicidal. Get me those AI chips and make it fast, will you? Fast like, I need those chips now.
Where can I find these mechs?
Well, they were supposed to be on a trial run out to the border with Tavar, but as far as I know, they only got a short distance from the Horte. Let me upload their location beacons to your adjuter. Now, I'm not promising their trackers are working. Not if everything else is malfunctioning.
And if these coordinates are wrong?
Well, the recovery team said they'd found the mechs out by the old world runway. So there's a good chance they're still there.
Runway?
An old airstrip where planes used to... That doesn't matter. It's a big concrete road. Head out of the Horte and go west. You'll find it.
Concrete runway to the west. Got it. Why don't you fix those mechs yourself?
Oh, no, I've had no field training. Assembly lines, manufacturing, and repair in a nice warm workshop. That's what I do.
So, you're some sort of mechanic?
Mechanic? I'm a legate, responsible for procuring materials, producing new mechs, and repairing our mech squadrons, among other duties. Sure, the other legates are out there using their skills and suggestions to take the fight forward. But we're here giving the Horte the mechs that keep us safe.
How can I be promoted to legate?
You'll have to prove yourself to the Judicators. You should start by talking to Judicator Reinhold up in the Citadel. You'll find him more approachable than Ulbricht. We're short of personnel, so he would welcome a new acolyte.
If you have something to report, speak to Judicator Reinhold.
Replacing people with technology. See where that got the old world.
You're saying machines were responsible for the comet?
The clerics are dying out as Magellan is beginning to live again. You think that's a coincidence?
Hey, you! I need an adjustable wrench and a set of retaining rings. And, if you are up for it, bring me a weapons-grade ELEX battery, a pressurized air intake valve, and what was the last?
I'll send someone to get them for you.
Stop! 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 Weren't you assigned to support me?
Help with what? What is it you do here?
Hold back the forces of hell. And I'm talking literally, not figuratively. I think I will have to get the tool myself. Next, you will send me someone who can't even recognize a screwdriver. The machines we build and maintain here, they are all that will stop the Owls. But, do I get the resources I need to do the job properly? Do I, hell?
What's got you so stressed?
We used to work. We used to make things and think of the future. But now everything we do is for combat. I didn't become a mechanic for that. But I suppose we all have to do our duty if this war is to be won.
It sounds like you think your work is important.
Now, you're sounding like a legate. This isn't ego. This isn't about me. This is about getting the equipment our forces need. You don't think that's important? We are the only ones who can really stop the Alps. That takes a toll. That means everything here has to go smoothly. That means I've got to get production running at full capacity. And it means I need someone to take care of some of the day-to-day things while I get all this working properly.
Teach me something.
It's done.
Pay me, and I'll help you.
Deal. It's not like I have time to waste. I need you to get me a set of replacement parts. With all the mechanics we've lost recently, we are chronically undermanned here. So, this list has been sitting here waiting to be sorted. If you're available, I need you to get over to my supplier and get me those parts, okay?
You'll trust me with your shards, just like that?
You're here to do a job, so I'll give you the tools you need to do it. Good luck. We need those parts.
Where can I find your supplier?
He's a trader. He sets up business near the gate during the late evening hours.
Yeah, just piss off.
My mind is always left clear after talking to Balder.
You do know why that is right. Can't you remember?
Any asshole caught stealing will be sent to the Suggesters.
Why do you assume everyone wants to steal from you?
I have my reasons. And I have to look after my stocks. We're low on resources here. I can't go wasting them on thieves. And sure, it would be great if every acolyte could get the armor we make for paladins, but my supplies are limited. Only those who have acquired that rank can get that reward.
I want to trade.
Right you are. I'll show you what you can buy at your rank.
Stone and metal. If only they spent such effort healing the planet instead of ripping her flesh from her bones.
Halt. State your business. Only officially authorized personnel may enter. The archives are sacred stores of knowledge. Our faith preserves us, and we preserve the wisdom of our ancestors.
What wisdom?
The scriptures, the writings, the texts, the foundation of our faith, and old world manuals that support our technology. Here the worthy study. Here the worthy learn. And unless you're worthy, you aren't coming in.
Forget it. I was about to go anyway.
Then don't let me keep you. Kalan bless your path.
Another thing about the archives. What are you studying?
Everything that brings us closer to our goal.
What does that mean?
It means passing Kalan's tests. Kalan only takes those who are pure, and so to preach his words, we must be the purest of all. And knowledge, facts, interpretation, and analysis are the purest form of all devotion. And science is the purest of all the forms of study. It brings clarity to the mind. To achieve purity of the soul, we must understand ourselves. The berserkers and the outlaws will never have the discipline for that. They live in the moment. We have committed ourselves to the future. May Kalan open the infinite skies for us all.
Do you also study the old world?
Of course. If we repeat the mistakes of our ancestors, it could lead to another catastrophe. That is one of the reasons why we only task those with the strongest wills to study. Who knows what corrupting influences these artifacts could have?
Where do you get the material to study?
It takes persistence and luck. We send out our reclamation squads to search old world ruins. First, the selected area has to be pacified. As soon as that is done, we begin salvaging the valuable pieces and bringing them here.
How can I get on a reclamation squad?
You can't. We have specialists for that work. Trust me, you wouldn't want to.
So, here is the Wanderer I have heard about.
You've heard of me?
I know everything that happens here. So much so that some have taken to calling me the Eye of Kalan. I am Reinhold, Judicator. I stand watch for all those in the Horte, and the Horte stands as the guardian for all of Magalan. Such a duty requires vigilance. It means I must ask of everyone who comes here, are you friend or foe? Do you come here to gain the blessings of the clerics, or to oppose us?
Yes, I want to become a cleric.
Then Kalan will welcome you. Good. I can see potential in you. Let us hope that this potential can be realized. May your time in the Horte be peaceful and productive.
Tell me about the other Judicators.
Judicator Johann fell on the battlefield. His is the highest honor. May Kalan have mercy on his soul. Judicator Ulbricht is responsible for the defense of Idan and all operations outside its borders. His is the grave duty of overseeing the war against the Owls. If you have any intelligence that might help him in his duties, you will find him in the upper halls of the cathedral.
Tell me more about the clerics.
What would you like to know?
What's happening in the city?
Kalan is wise, but mysterious. Through the prophet Arvid, he warned us of the comet and the downfall of our world. He laid down the foundations for the clerics, out of the ashes of the old civilization. To Kalan, knowledge and wisdom are sacred. It is through knowledge and understanding that we can find our way to the infinite skies and a true understanding of ourselves.
Infinite skies?
A place of true enlightenment and salvation. Kalan teaches us that the comet's fires will not be the only challenge we face in our quest for survival. If we are to save the people of this world, we must teach them Kalan's ways, that we must work together and gather all the knowledge we can. Because when the next catastrophe strikes our world, only those who have been prepared will survive.
Where did you get your technological knowledge?
Arvid himself left behind this knowledge. The gathering of old world knowledge, and the order to further it, was his greatest gift to all who have followed him. It has given us the machines that allow our way of life to continue. It has given us the technology we need to be ready for the next challenge we face. So, as you see, science and religion do not have to be mutually exclusive.
Tell me how promotion works within the Horde.
People who are new to our ranks are welcomed as an acolyte. Acolytes can learn the art of suggestion, train and learn the fundamentals of our way of life. The same applies for our legates and paladins. Each new rank brings new advantages, obligations, and privileges such as equipment.
Why would I want to become a cleric?
Because we're the last bastion against the owls. Our strength, our faith, and our technology are the only things that can stop them. Where the outlaws profit and the berserkers roll in the dirt, we have knowledge. The knowledge to make the world into what it once was, and much more. Join us, and you can participate in our knowledge, faith, and our technology.
So, who are you? The welcoming committee?
I am adjudicator. I oversee everything in the Horde, from punishment to initiation.
Explain the rules of the Horde to me.
Well, Kalan's commandments are simple and fair. They are rules to be found in many places, but to us, they are sacred. Theft, physical assault, murder, the dealing of chems are all punishable offenses. You may face a fine, re-education, or for the worst offenders, execution. And of course, your soul will pay the price. Stay with us, and you will learn of Kalan and his ways. Abide by the words of the great prophet Arvid, and you will open your way to eternity.
Eternity. Check. So, you decide who becomes a cleric and who doesn't.
Correct. Initiates are only allowed to join us when I decide they are worthy. And should they complete the tasks that are given to them, then I would welcome them into our community. And every acolyte that joins us can then begin on the path of enlightenment to gain promotion here.
I'm ready. Give me a task.
As you wish. I could use the help of someone who hasn't had time to establish themselves here. Someone with a more objective viewpoint. We've recently had to deal with the sad deaths of some of the faithful who wandered right into the arms of a chem dealer. Every one of us suffers temptation, and all must hope they can prevail against it. But those who deal in misery, who exploit the weakness of others, they are a problem that must be eliminated. Complete this task, and you will open the door to becoming a cleric, a true warrior for Kalan.
Is chem dealing a big problem here in the Horde?
I had thought we were free of their vile product, but it seems we do have something of a problem. A large reward has been offered to anyone able to bring them to justice. That should prevent this from becoming a bigger problem. If you think you can find these dealers, I would welcome your insight.
It is significant that ELEX causes so many problems everywhere.
We are bound together by our weaknesses.
Then remember that next time you send your mechs into Idan.
It is clear to me that we must face the Albs together. It is the Berserkers who have clung to our history of warfare.
So, you think you are responsible for holding back the Albs?
That is the task of the clerics now. Personally, I oversee the defense of the Horte. It is Judicator Ulbricht who is overseeing the war against the Albs. Not a task that I envy him. But then at least his work is black and white. There are Albs and there are clerics. While I must decide which category these separatists belong in. Visitors, vagrants, travelers, and enigmas, they are all part of my responsibility.
About the chem dealers here in the Horte.
Yes?
Do you have any leads on where they may be operating?
Well, I had given Dietrich the task of investigating them, but he doesn't seem to have had much luck so far. You should check what leads he has. To my knowledge, he had slimmed the investigation down to 3 suspects. You should start with them.
Who does Dietrich suspect?
He can explain his methodology to you. But as I recall, it was a simple process of rejecting anyone who lacked the requisite access and opportunity. You should speak with the guards who were on duty at the time. Try and get that information as a written report. Anecdote and memory are best not relied on in these cases.
Are there any more details you can tell me about the chem dealing?
Well, these cases are difficult. Once you find someone who has lapsed into use, they rarely give up the culprit for hope of keeping their supply. But in this case, the user let slip the time of the deal. So we've been working backwards from there. The user involved, though, well, he's no longer in a position to provide us with useful information. And so we are relying on getting reports from the guards that can help us place who was where on the night in question. Let us hope this line of investigation produces something concrete.
Where can I find these guards?
Well, there's Xander. He was on duty at the main gate on the night in question. Then there is the mine guard and the factory guard. Have you been to the mine? If not, you will find it to the west, below the cathedral. The factory guards patrol to the north, by the mech production facilities.
I think I know who the chem dealer is.
So, you have already spoken to the 3 guards and collected their reports?
No, I haven't spoken to them yet.
And yet you still think you can name a suspect?
No. I had better review the evidence before making an accusation.
That would be wise.
About the chem dealers here.
Yes?
Yes, the newcomer. Now, there is a face that shows the world as it is. Conflict, friendship, betrayal, and trust. Let me get a look at you. Whatever you have seen, you are free of it now. You've reached us here.
This is the worst place to come for that. The clerics define themselves by the past.
The past sets rules for us to follow. But for individuals, each must have a chance to rewrite themselves.
Thank you for your offer. I'll think about it.
You should. You have carried your own burden and that of others for too long. Here you will find others to share that load. Tell me what you want.
The clerics say that they are leading the fight against the Alps. But do you really expect you can beat them with the forces you have here in the Horde?
Faith is a weapon that can achieve much. I believe in Kalan. I believe in the technology he's given us, and in the men and women who carry it. We clerics were the first of the factions to rise after the ashes of the Comet, and while other alliances have come and gone, we have prevailed. So, we shall continue to do so, if it is Kalan's will that we should do so. But, if you ask me if we can hold out against the Berserkers, the Outlaws, and the Albs, then I would ask who's interested with the destruction of the Horde served. And the answer can only be the Albs. You've seen them. The converters they build on our lands. The will of Kalan shall be made real. We will drive them from the converter in the north and from the lands of all the free people. The clerics shall prevail, and I hope that other factions can realize this in time to save themselves.
And you think the other faction should serve under the clerics?
We must work together if we are to survive. But we must work together with Kalan to lead us all. We must find a way to persuade the other factions to agree to work with us. Then together we can destroy the Albs. I need an ambassador for this task. Someone who can take my proposals to the other factions. But to know if you're suitable for this role, I must know who you are. And I need an honest answer.
I don't know who I am now, but I was Jax, an Alp commander.
And you walk in here and confess that? Since when do Albs come to talk? Are you lying? Or are you here to kill me? Draw your weapon here, and this cathedral will be a grave to both of us.
I'm not here to kill you. I was Jax. Now, I'm trying to find out who I am.
Then, you have renounced the hybrid and joined the Free People?
I am free from ELEX. I'm exiled from the Ice Palace. I was betrayed, and now I'm being hunted by my own people.
So you're here seeking protection? To save your own skin? Or have you really escaped the ELEX and seen the life there is outside Zekro? Commander Jax, the Alb, standing here. That is not something I would have believed. Yet, here you stand.
I was a wanderer. Now, I seek a cause.
Well, whoever you were shouldn't matter. The present counts for all, and yesterday for little. Kalan says the past is there to teach us, not judge us. Renounce your past, and you can come to Kalan in wisdom. That will take courage. And in these bleak days, courage is vital if we are to save this world. But you must have questions. Ask, and may Kalan bring you enlightenment.
Are the Alps still attacking the Horde?
It has been some time since their last major assault. But I'm sure you know that already, Commander Jax. By the attacks we've suffered, too many brave souls. Souls who would have been better improving Megalan than lining graves. The death of Judicator Johann was a particular shock. But for the price that was paid, there was one exacted, and the Albs haven't attacked us in such strength again. Well, that is my hope. They could simply be massing for a bigger assault. We've had time to retrain, regroup, but it is hardly a secret that we are short of personnel. So, if you are here working for the Albs, you'll see nothing that's not known already. And we know that the Albs have used the time to entrench themselves deeper at that damned converter of theirs. Perhaps securing that was the extent of their plans, or perhaps they're just waiting for us to attack it before they strike again.
What do you know about the Alp forces? The most recent information I have is that Commander Uruk has 3 garrisons supported by fighting machines and colossi.
Then I can only hope they haven't brought up any more reinforcements.
Will you wait for an Alp attack or strike first?
The converter has to be taken out of operation. It is the only way to free Ignadon, and the longer they sit there, the more time they have to prepare. We need to attack the converter, but it will take a major offensive, and that will cost us in lives and material.
Why have you waited so long to attack? Surely they get stronger while you're waiting.
The answer to that should be obvious when you walk around the Horde. While our production lines have made up for our losses in fighting machines, they can't do the same with people. And the death of Judicator Johann has left us with another issue. The shortage of a commander with real field experience.
What about you? Can you lead the attack?
No. That is far from my skill set. Logistics, defense, and interpreting Kalan's commandments are where my strengths lie. We need someone like you. An experienced commander. Someone who understands the Alps. What about you? You've seen the world. You must understand something of the Alps. Will you fight with us? Soldier or commander, we need people who've seen the world.
I don't know. My memories of those times are only fragments. Though I'm sure I was betrayed so someone could take my place.
No? Well, humility is an important trait in a leader. Or do you have another reason for not wanting to be considered?
If that is so important, why entrust it to someone who has just walked in through your doors? Do you always trust people so easily?
I trust my faith. And there is something about you that tells me you have a part to play in all that will come. Faith will show me the way. But perhaps you are intended for a different role. Will you go out as an ambassador to the free people? Speak to those who lead the other factions. Find me someone with experience. Someone independent. Someone who can lead. That in itself will give you a hand in shaping all our futures.
I will find you your experienced commander.
Good. Then go out to the other free people. This commander will be a symbol of the need for us all to work together. Be they separatist, berserker, or outlaw. Find someone with experience of leading troops in battle. Someone willing to risk themselves to stop the Alps. Someone willing to lead from the front by example.
You sound like you really believe we will find someone out there.
Faith and necessity sometimes breed hope. You should ask the leaders of the other factions if they will take on this role. If they decline, try their commanders. May Kalan and good fortune be with you. We must...
Yes, I remember.
Kalan be with you. What brings you to me? Are you here to pay your tithe?
I'm not here to pay anything.
All who stay here must pay their tithe to honor Kalan.
But let's get to the point. As the highest suggester, I don't have much free time, as I'm sure you understand.
Suggestion?
The correction of those who have strayed from the path of the pure. As the high suggester, I assist the minds and souls of the lost to return to Kalan's ways through suggestion. Kalan's will works through a skill all clerics must learn. The mind must be free from false teachings. The body pure, free of the poison of ELEX. Only then can we be at one with Kalan and his community. As a patriarch, it is my job to guide and advise. The will of Kalan clears the mind.
How do you clear someone's mind?
Through suggestion, we have developed technology, implants that allow us to guide the minds of others. It takes training, but it means we can bring people back to the pure path, or suggest to them that they do things that will assist us. It is an art that only the clerics understand.
Can Albs do that? With their mutants?
The machine components you see on some wasteland mutants? We believe those allow the Albs a measure of control over the mutants, but it is a crude form of the suggestion we practice here. Some say it is because they are strong of mind, others that it is because they have been poisoned. But I think the answer is more straightforward. Their commanders are using an extreme form of brainwashing on them already. Their minds are already being controlled.
So this is where you brainwash people?
No. You can't force people to change who they are. You can only bring out their better traits. That is what I do. I re-educate people. That is what I must do now. There is a poor wretch who requires re-education. Leave me. I must help him find the light of Kalan.
Wolf wants Eli dead. He asked me to kill him.
Yes, I had a message from him insisting that Eli was beyond saving. But suggestion will win out. He can't resist it. I just hope I can get through to him before he gets someone to help him with his plan.
Wait, you know about his plan?
Of course. He isn't exactly timid about approaching people. The xenophobic imbecile wants people dead, and he is looking to recruit anyone who'll listen. You should stay well away from him.
Get the hell out of here. Don't do that again. Get the hell out of here. Don't do that again.
What is wrong now? Be on your maybe later.
Hey, who's there? Did you get lost?
I won't argue with that. I don't really want to have to go and see Baldur myself.
Listen to me, disciple of Kalan. All who have faith will be saved.